This is OverDrive with Hayes, Noodles, and the O-Dog on TSN 1050.
All right, here we go. OverDrive off and running. TSN 1050 on the TSN app. Your home smart speaker up on TSN 4. Brian Hayes, Jamie Noodles McLennan, and there's Jonas Siegel from The Athletic.
What's up, boys?
What's
I'm fired
happening,
up
Jonas?
for Jonas, because I haven't heard you two. I want you to say later at some point, here's the thing, Jonas.
I'm willing to bet that's going to happen.
I don't think so. We always agree on everything.
We had a very, actually, cordial summer, I thought.
Had a great summer.
Jonas and I got along, and I thought we really connected, and there were a lot of shared opinions.
I swear I tuned in. There was a screaming match one time.
Probably every once in a while.
Yeah.
Every once in a while. Jonas provoking some sort of
Pressing the buttons.
unnecessary reaction.
Well,
I can't guarantee it'll happen today, but it might.
I'm like an instigator with you. Like, I just like go into the corners, just kind of.
Yeah,
you
you
know
are.
what you do? You
Just
poke him.
jab.
Going
Yeah.
in the corner, you poke him in the back of the
100%.
leg.
Yeah,
Oh,
exactly.
going in.
Exactly.
Like just a cheap shot.
I'm like Brad Marchand to you.
That's precisely what you represent. To me, the show,
exactly.
but you're a winner.
Yeah.
You're a winner, and that's why we keep having you back.
Exactly.
Right, Marchand is a good one. You
Yeah.
could have picked someone
Hey,
else that
yeah.
hasn't won 2 cups,
Yeah.
but I like that you picked him. That's always
Yeah.
good for the confidence.
Well,
It's all good. It's all good. And we got a Leaf game tonight. You've been down there at camp.
yeah.
How's everything going down at camp for the Maple Leafs?
I don't know. It's been an interesting camp in that I don't know how to explain it. Like it's felt a little different than years past, and I've been trying to put my finger on it. I don't know if it's Marner being gone. I don't know if it's the team being different. I don't know if it's like the roster intrigue is like, I don't know. Like it's sort of intriguing, but it's not as intriguing as it has been. I don't know. Like how do you
It's
feel?
quiet. It's dull. I do think
A little
Marner
bit.
leaving is significant because the core 4 is technically not around
Yeah,
anymore. But I think it's been somewhat consistent, in years past in terms of the preseason just being a formality. They kind of know who's going to make the team.
Exactly, yeah.
They're a veteran team. And they didn't make a lot of changes. Like Marner left.
Yeah.
And they got Waugh and they got Joshua and they brought in Michelli. It's the same defense, same goalies. Now, Joseph Woll took a personal leave today. It's pretty significant news.
It is.
They did not announce when he would return. I'm not sure they have an answer on that right now.
Yep.
Again, we're still a couple weeks away from the season beginning. But same goalies, same 6 defensemen.
It's more or less
80% of the same forwards.
Yes. Well,
And it's kind of boring and dull, and I think it's been like that in the past. The difference was last year the Marner thing was hanging over, and the Tavares thing.
Yeah.
Both of them were hanging over. What happens here? It was Berube's first camp.
Mhm.
And, yes, Shanahan's gone, but Shanahan's never around anyway. So he didn't have any
he's
presence.
That's not true.
But don't you?
was
Well,
around,
he would
but
be in the building, but he wasn't talking to anyone.
No, that's true.
But he
Okay.
did have an effect on the group. Is that what you're saying? Like an effect of
He was just around. Like he was there every day.
right. But I noticed like Brendan's an old school guy, and maybe his attitude kind of just dripped down as to like this is how I want to run my organization.
Yeah.
One word answers type of thing. Like I don't know. We were joking about it yesterday. Matthew's going, okay, you guys got 2 more weeks of Marner's. And, I don't know if I would have got that last year from Austin. Like maybe there is a little bit more, hey, we're going to speak our mind. We're going to do, like, Tree Living is a little bit different. Keith Pelly's certainly different, comes from a media background. Maybe
That would make it feel different, though, wouldn't it? And you're saying it feels
I don't know. Like maybe if
somewhat dull. Is
you
that
take
what you're
like
suggesting?
1 star away from the team, you don't get another star. And it's kind of like a 2-star team now. Like, because John Tavares is still a star, but he's at a different point in his career. I don't know.
Right.
I can't articulate it. Like, it has felt different
You've covered
from
this
years
team
past.
for a long time, and this feels different.
Yeah, well, and also the stakes. I don't know. This is something I've been wrestling with, and you guys can answer how you feel.
Sure.
Whether to write this or not, like how I feel about this. Like, they're still a cup contender, right?
I would think so. Like they're one of.
But they're like further back on the pecking order than I think maybe they've been in the past. Do you think that's fair? Like, are they? I think if you look up the odds, I think they're like 9th or 10th or like.
That's usually around where they are, seventh, eighth, something like that.
Maybe in years past there were 5 or 6, and now they're 7.
Right, and they were like projected for like 100 and I don't know 110 points, and now they're projected for like
100.
100.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like it just.
You know what it is?
It's different.
You know what it is, guys? It's everybody is waiting to see how this unfolds.
Yeah,
that's really what it is.
Yeah.
Like, how is it?
It's like you have a TV show,
right?
And you take away one of the main characters. And it's like, what is this going to look like? You remember on Fresh Prince when they changed the mom?
Yeah.
Do you remember this?
But it was the character still existed.
The character was still there.
It's just a different actual person.
So now it's Michelli is kind of playing.
There was a different.
I don't know.
Yeah, you could be right.
Seinfeld. There was a different Frank Costanza. Or no, wasn't it
Frank? Both the parents.
Yeah, both parents.
I think Seinfeld and George's parents were different. Like in the early
George's
seasons.
dad had the glasses and the comb over.
Yeah, and I think Jerry had a different dad than the one that he ended up.
Yeah, Jerry's dad was the one with the comb over.
Right.
You can't cheat. Like they were playing the. That's where Kramer was playing. What's that word? Was it
Scrabble. Boggle or Scrabble or something like that?
And,
yes.
And Seinfeld's dad is.
But you know what happened in both cases? It was better.
They took off
in both cases.
The second set of parents.
Better.
Yes.
See, and that's the intrigue for me. And we're not going to have this answer until we get to the spring.
Right.
But again, I'm labeled as the guy hammering Mitch Marner, and I'm running him out of town and all that, which is I don't believe is accurate. I've spoken about his career year in, year out,
as you should.
I don't think they're going to miss anything in the playoffs. What have we seen out of Mitch Marner in the playoffs?
That's an oversimplification.
How?
What has he done?
What did he do in the playoffs that helped?
Defensively, he was very good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Was he? I guess so. But
there's a trickle.
But that's not what anyone talks about. Everyone says you got to replace 100 points.
I know.
No one says you got to replace defensive play in the playoffs.
That's fair.
Everyone says 100 points.
Here's the thing. It is going to look different, and it is going to feel different. But there's a sample size of 9 years with 2 playoff
didn't work.
Wins.
Yeah, exactly.
Didn't work. No,
what's the worst thing that could happen? Like that's
the same thing.
They lose in the first round again.
Yeah, it's like, wow.
But okay, we've seen that before. This team might have more depth, have more, continuity, and we don't know. Like I would love to see what Nicholas Waugh brings to the table. Mm-hmm. I've said this before. Maybe Waugh is a guy that gains the trust of Craig Berube, so Berube has to have him in a defensive zone faceoff instead of Austin Matthews.
Yeah,
and that frees up Austin Matthews for 45 seconds at the other side to do what he does best.
Well, I think you maybe just landed on what is different is that there's still a fascination with the guy that left.
Yeah,
sure.
Where historically, if new guys came in, they were kind of the belle of the ball to start camp.
Right.
And I have not picked up on that.
Oh, that's exactly. You're right.
I haven't picked up on this is the Nicholas Waugh day.
He's Michelli,
collectively in the media.
So true.
Yeah. Like I don't think the average Leaf fan could pick out Matthias Michelli in a lineup of 2 people because he hasn't had his day of like, this is the Michelli day where he's talking and he's playing tonight and everyone's buzzing about this is the new Leaf.
Yes.
That is, I think, what's happened.
Yeah.
And we're all guilty of it.
But it's not guilty. Like those players, like go back to last year. It's like Tanev. It's like, I know Tanev.
Right.
I know Ekman Larson.
But he got his moment to shine. Like when he showed up, it was like a big deal. Like Tanev's here.
He has that stature. These guys.
You're right. And these guys don't. You're right. They're not to the same level. Tanev was like a really big piece, and Ekman Larson had just won a cup, and everyone knows him. He's been really good in the league for a long time.
Tanev wasn't replacing Morgan Riley, technically.
No, I know, but let's take I guess is Michelli replacing Marner? I don't know.
I think it's by committee. That's what they're doing.
Nicholas Waugh or Dakota Joshua, like you would think one of them would have a bigger profile by now, even though we're only a handful of days into camp. But I don't get the impression like that's happened yet. So we still get the questions about, who is Austin going to get off the ice with tonight at the end of warm-up.
24 hours from now, I think we will have our
And
first
I think
answer.
that's what's important is you get to some games.
You get to
Michelli
some games
plays
and go, say, geez,
Waugh
that
plays
Michelli's a good skater. Like something may stand out from him tonight that you go, yeah, I like that. He's going to be a different player. He's not Mitch Marner, but that's what you're not. What fans and people, us in the media have to get away from. That is not It wasn't a 1-for-1 trade. There was nothing.
No.
Michelli's getting an opportunity on a vacant spot. And with Domi's, situation, like Michelli's the guy right now. He's got an audition. If he does something like, what if he gets 2 apples tonight on nice plays?
Noodles, like I watched him the first day. I was like, man, he looks like he just came to this big pond and it's like he doesn't know where to turn. Yeah. And then the next day he looked a little better. And then they had a scrimmage and he looked better. And like you could start to see like the outlines of, like him and Austin are starting to get a little something.
Well,
but again, it's like I'm trying to think of like you take Keith Richards away and it's like you replace him with like.
But if it's Ronnie Wood or something, that's not bad.
What if it's Slash you put in?
Yeah, but like it's Michelli Slash.
And this is what's coming. Like he's playing tonight, right?
Right.
Like everyone is playing.
Everyone's playing tonight. If Michelli has 3 assists and looks great, that's the story.
Well, exactly. That's what I mean. 24 hours from now,
Michelli's arrived.
It's
the Michelli Maple Leafs.
Dancing story,
And then what's going to happen is Berube is going to get pissed and be like, "Well, let's just relax. Max is still hurt, and everyone, So and
it is preseason. It's their first showing, but
I want Michelli to have a great night tonight
for that first impression.
Yeah.
We were talking about it. Like Linus Ullmark's first impression wasn't very good the other day. 1 period, 3 goals, didn't look interested or whatever. Am I worried? Not really, but it's still you want to have a good impression.
Well, how about Hildeby? Like suddenly, it's
now you're the back. You're possibly the backup.
Yeah, and he's playing tonight.
Right.
Right. So if he has a good showing, it's like okay, maybe it takes the edge off of Joseph Wall's absence. Right.
Do you think? Tell me if this is cynical or it's again, I don't know. But like if Hildeby plays great, where does that story go? Like Joseph Wall's got 3 years left. They're supporting him clearly. He's off on a personal leave.
Yes.
We don't know when he's going to return. The Leafs did not indicate that. Maybe the Leafs know, maybe the Leafs don't. Like the Leafs know more information than the public does, but the public is not privy to it, nor should they be. They don't have to be. It's a personal matter. But you mentioned it, like Hildeby, great opportunity.
Sure.
Great opportunity. And Stolarz, great opportunity.
Yes.
And I'm curious, like, do the negotiations change now? Does Stolarz say, hey, I might play this out? Like, does something change where, like, you look at Stolarz and you're like, man, you're clearly the number one. Like, it's a tandem with Wall. Yeah. And again, we presume Wall will return, hopefully returns before opening night, and he just plays and it doesn't matter. But who knows?
Yeah, what if it doesn't?
Maybe he doesn't. And then Stolarz is like, you're a true number one for the first time in your career.
Right.
Because Hildeby is not Joseph Wall. Like, Hildeby's not going back. He'll play back to backs.
Like, do they claim someone?
Well, that's right.
Someone in that
that's where I'm going, because depending on the nature of what, the personal situation is for Joseph Wall, and you hope that he's all right, if it's a family member, whatever. Again, I'm not going to speculate. But if they see this as a long-term, like, hey, we might not see him for a minute or two here, are you comfortable giving Hildeby a little bit of an extended run? Now, I should have done this, but I don't have the Leafs schedule right in front of me. Is October soft?
No, but it's a lot of home games.
Right. So
I don't know if that helps you.
Right. Home games help because...
And weird start times.
Which is...
It's like a 4 o'clock game, a 6:15 game.
Really? Okay, I haven't seen that. But it's more about home dates. Stolarz, if it's spaced out, he could probably run off 8 of 9, 8 of 10 type of thing and give him an opportunity.
Do you want to do that?
Well, here's the thing, though. Coming back to Brian's comment, I don't think it should change the negotiations. I believe he knows what he is as a player. I believe the Leafs know what he is as a player. Just because, say he plays 20 of the first 25, just because he's 4, you go, oh, okay, well, now he's a 1. Now he
right. You have to negotiate in good faith.
In Vasilevsky, or now he's got to get paid more like a 1. No, you've played, the most you've ever played in a season, in the regular season, is 34 games. Mm-hmm. So, yes, you're probably going to surpass it this year if he has a good season. But there's still a ceiling. There's still, when it comes to negotiations of a contract, there's still a ceiling as to, let's be reasonable here.
Well, to Jonas's point, they start on the 8th against Montreal at home.
Yeah.
Then they're at Detroit on a Saturday. Home to Detroit, that's Thanksgiving. That's why it's at 4 p.m.
Okay.
And then they've got a game the next night. So again, we're getting way ahead of ourselves here. But let's
to be fair, you're not. Here's what we know. Like, we know he's away from the team, and they have said they don't know when
he's going to return. So
what do?
You have 2 back-to-backs.
Well, that first one is 13th, 14th, right?
Yes. And then you got Buffalo home and home, which is great. That's old school Friday, Saturday. That's the way it should be. But it's a lot of home. Like, you could conceivably see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 starts out of Stolarz in October.
Yeah.
A lot of home games. I have no idea why on October 28th they play at 6:15 against Calgary.
Right?
Like, someone screwed that up. That had to be an email that they got wrong. And they established it, and they got rid
AI
of the tickets.
just decided this is optimal. And
AI just decided we have to play at 6:15. Am I missing something? Is there something?
Perfect for us. We're done at 6. We go either to the game or whatever.
We can be down there
at night, but
but why would you be playing on a Tuesday at 6:15? Am I missing? Is there an election that night?
Probably very important that the
Frozen frenzy. What does that mean?
Yeah,
like JP says that as if people are supposed to understand what the hell that means.
A card.
Yeah.
It's like the wraparound ESPN coverage of every game, every team playing
it's
in the
like
league.
A day.
I see. So ESPN.
Like an NFL red zone type of
cool.
ESPN's jamming everyone
I was just
up.
going to say, it's because Flames fans want to watch it at 4:15 local.
Right.
That's brutal.
Okay.
That's
so
even worse.
there's your explanation for a 6:15 p.m. Eastern time game against a Western team.
Yeah.
That's strange.
That is.
But anyway, Stolarz. Listen, even if Wall's back, Stolarz, if he's playing well, may start 7 or 8 games in October.
Yeah.
And that
I just still think that Hayes, I would want to be careful with him, even if Wall is not available.
Yeah,
because last year was the career high, and that's 33 starts.
Is it 33 or 4?
He played 34. He started
33.
It's like
that's
lean. Is he just suddenly going to start 50 games?
But if he's not available, then yes, I think you have to expect a 31-year-old who wants $5 million a year to play.
Yeah.
You can't. I don't know how you can just sugarcoat goalies all season and just say, well,
history. It's like,
you don't.
You just have to be mindful of he has been hurt a lot, including last year.
That's more important. I think sometimes we get caught up in the amount of starts. He was Sergei Bobrovsky's backup. He wasn't going to start 40 games or 50 games.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it wasn't available to him. It's not that he didn't want to, or
but he was also
hurt.
Hurt many times.
Well, and the other thing too is, if you look at Anthony Stolarz' pathway to how he's arrived here as a Toronto Maple Leaf, and a very important one, it's not a golden pathway.
No,
guy's been in Anaheim, he's been in Edmonton,
grinded,
he's been in Philadelphia, and grinded and tried to be an everyday guy, and it took him a while. Probably to grow into his body, because he's an absolute monster of a human, and it took him probably a while to get his coordination to catch up to, to be a really good NHL goaltender, which he is. But it is an opportunity. But again, I don't think you go, geez, you've never played this amount, so we got to be careful. I think it's like you monitor the body, monitor how he's feeling. And I think there's probably other areas. Joseph Wall's going to come back, and maybe he gets a stint where he plays 3 of 4. And
you make up for it over the course of the year.
I still think the magic number, one of them has to play something with a 5 in it at some point.
I agree.
I bet neither one does. You think one will? I say no chance.
Well, ideally, you'd like to see one get there. And
what if you could, you had magical powers and you could just, decide how many starts?
I'd go 50 for Stolarz, 32 for Wall. That's a lot for both.
See,
Wall, 32 starts for Wall. That's a lot of starts.
See, I would probably try and switch that if they're both
50
playing well.
for Wall, 32 for Stolarz.
Just because I think we know what Anthony Stolarz is at 31, coming 32, which is a really good goaltender. I've always believed Wall has another level. We haven't seen it because but there was times. Was it down the stretch last year? He was playing really well. Was it?
No, that was Wall. Stolarz was great. It was the stretch when Stolarz was hurt.
When Stolarz was hurt.
And he was playing every night.
And Wall was playing very well. And I was like, okay, there's an opportunity here for a guy who is one of his best buddies is Ottinger, the same age, Stuart Skinner's the same age. These guys are 26 years old, growing into what they are, their ceiling is at the National Hockey League. I still want to know what it is. So if I had a crystal ball and said both of them play really well this year, I'd like to see if Joseph Wall could play 50, because maybe there's a ceiling by the time he's 28. He's doing 50 every year.
Yeah, you possibly, and that's what they've paid for. They got out in front of it, gave him a 3-year extension that kicks in this year. I look at Stolarz, when he played at his best this year for larger chunks, that's as well as anyone has played for this team in a long time.
For a bit, for
like
sure.
Wall had not met that level, like where he had 8-10 starts in a row where they were top 5 in the league, like in terms of statistics and in terms of putting the team on his back.
Hayes, like I think honestly, one of the things we haven't maybe talked about enough, like with Leafs camp, myself included, is like, can they get the same caliber of goaltending this year? Like they had a top 5 tandem.
They had a great tandem. They had the best bang for your buck tandem in the league.
By far.
Right?
Like Wall was making $766,000.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But it's like
Stolarz at 2.8 or something like
if they were, I think they were 5th in save percentage, if I'm not mistaken. What if they fall to 10th? And what if they fall to 15th? And like that's like one of the things like I'm monitoring.
Which
Can
is
they
valid.
get the same
It's fair.
caliber?
I think if you drop to 10, you can survive.
You can
Totally.
You drop to 17 or 18, then you're in trouble.
Well, now
like then
what
things
you're doing
change.
is leaving points on the table.
Yeah.
Like there's a difference between it being a top 10 defensive team. The other thing too is keep in mind that's the same defensive core.
Better defense than the start of last year.
Right. And Craig Berube, still at the helm, demanding some excellence. A guy's playing with
He's funny, man. Like he just can't let up. Like it was like the second group today, like mostly not NHLers, just like snapping, swearing.
Yeah.
Yeah. You got to be on it, right? It's old school like training camp.
But the best thing about Chief is he's got some old school in him, but he understands the new athlete. Like I don't think he makes it personal. I don't think the guys feel threatened by him. They feel his presence. I played with him. He was a presence in my room, and he was my teammate. I'd go for a beer with him after the game. But Craig Berube has a presence, but I don't think it's threatening to the team where they feel like overwhelmed by him. But when he cracks the whip and says, let's knuckle down, they're on it. I respect that.
And I think an example of, how he reacts or relates to modern athletes is he was pumping the tires of Cowan and Danford, who are going tonight.
Yeah.
Where there were old school coaches in the past that would not talk about young players. Will not do it.
Yeah.
In hockey and football and other sports. So like, I'm not, and that was always the thing in Toronto. Oh, here we go. Yeah, okay, you're going to crown him. Like Berube will give you an honest answer.
Yeah.
And, one last thought on the goaltending and how they're going to map this out. What's different about this year is both of them are going to have a 2-week break in February. Like the Olympics, I think you almost got to break down the season as before the Olympics and after the Olympics.
Yeah.
Because if you're on fumes going into the Olympics, that's fine. You will reset. You have 2 weeks.
Break. Yeah.
You'll be a week down in Cuba or Mexico or whatever. You come back, you reset. So I think that's something I'm sure teams are considering. Because Stolarz and Wall aren't going to the Olympic Games.
No, but like the schedule is more condensed.
No, I understand.
So like your risk for injury if you.
I get it. Injuries are different, but running on fumes, trying to avoid injuries, I still don't think it's scientific, and I still don't think anyone knows exactly why it happens or how it happens. Right. But running on fumes is okay if you get to the Olympic break because you'll come out and you'll. Presumably, you'll be ready to rock.
Well, and if there is a tandem there, you just manage there's 5 games this week because it's a busy week, 3 and 2 type of thing.
Yes, which I think is still going to happen, even if it is Hildeby as the backup as opposed to Wall. I think Hildeby, whoever it is going to get stars.
This is a big year for Hildeby. Matt Murray's not there.
Right, you're the number 3 now.
There's a pathway. He's the number 3. Although the Russian was good in Ottawa the other day. I like Artie. I like him.
Yeah.
But he's young. So you give him Hildebeest and the Russian are playing. I butcher it.
Russian.
I'm sorry. It's what is it? Artyukian or whatever.
I'm still practicing it every day.
I think,
I watched him pitch a shutout last year with the Marlies. He was brilliant on a Sunday afternoon.
Mm-hmm. I
went and met him afterwards. I still can't pronounce his name, and I don't want to be disrespectful.
I just write down AA.
Yeah, so, I'll say AA
Double
or the
A.
Russian.
Double A.
Alex Anthopoulos.
Okay. But
Alex Anthopoulos.
I think he's a good young goaltender, but I think this is a real pathway for the Hildebeest. Kind of make it or break.
You're right, because with these 2 goalies, you're going to get an opportunity.
There might be an opportunity there.
Yes, Stolarz and Wall are not going to start 82 games collectively. It's not going to happen.
Yeah.
All right, confirmed or denied coming up this hour. Mike Johnson will join us just after 5. Jays back in action tonight. We'll get to some news and notes on the Jays and Sox tonight. You got the Yankees playing the White Sox. Cleveland, Detroit. What a massive series that is. The Tigers are choking. They are puking all over themselves coming down the stretch, and the Guardians are right on their tails. So more on that still to come, and we'll get into the Monday Nighter. I owe an apology to Dan Campbell, Jared Goff, and the Lions. I will issue that apology after the way they played last night. What a ball game they played. They played spectacularly well. Credit to the Lions. Big win. So we'll get into what happened last night as well. Jonas is in here for the O-Dog. OverDrive continues, TSN 1050 and on TSN 4.
Tonight on TSN 1050, your Toronto Maple Leafs continue their preseason at home to the Ottawa Senators. Coverage starts at 7 p.m. Hear it all on TSN 1050. The Leafs live here. Now, back to OverDrive with Hayes, Noodles, and the O-Dog.
Just keep it safe with me. Anything you say will always stay with me.
All right, Mike Johnson in half an hour. Jays Red Sox tonight. We're talking about Leafs camp and what feels different. One of the things is the Blue Jays feel different. The Jays are in first place in the American League.
Yes.
Let alone the AL East. And they got a chance to punch their ticket. They're already going to the playoffs. They have 90 wins.
Yeah.
You know, it always kind of circulates, right? Because it feels that way with the Jays. Like when they start, if the Leafs over the last 9 years are going to the playoffs, the beginning of the Blue Jays season's always a little bit muted because it's about the Leafs at that point.
Yep.
And the Leafs go out and, okay, let's see what's going on with the Jays. This year it's vice versa. Leafs are back in camp, but everyone's tracking what's going on with the Jays, and they got a 6-game homestand here. Big games. You get the Red Sox in town. The Red Sox are playing for something. It's going to be a big night tonight.
What is it? 4 is the magic number,
number's
right?
4. Wins for the Jays, losses for the Yankees.
Okay. And the Yankees got
They got the White Sox
right?
and the Orioles, and they've got
the White Sox.
The White Sox are terrible. Yeah. Like you have to. I wouldn't be surprised if the Yankees won
4 of 6,
4, maybe 5 of 6. Like I would be anticipating that. So if I'm the Blue Jays, I'm thinking I got to get a couple of wins. Like I got to get a couple of wins.
Yeah.
And it has the chance to be like this is a historic week for them because they do not win the division often. They won it in 15.
Right.
Prior to that, they hadn't won it since 93, I believe.
Wow. Yeah.
So it's been once in over 30 years. And it's the Yankees who are chasing you, which for me makes it even
a little bit more monumental.
Yeah, a little bit more special because you got a chance to send New York through the wild card.
It's almost like one team gets the belt in the city and they just have it until taken.
Yeah.
Is that right?
That's fine.
Like I can feel it downtown, the amount of Jays stuff people are wearing. Like you can see people going to the games.
Oh, yeah.
It was not like that last year.
Well, exactly.
It
wasn't like that in May and June.
Yeah.
Like May and June,
right.
Jays fans were not, they weren't parading down Front Street being like, hey, we got a big one with the Sox in town.
We've had 2 shows where we were tracking, the Dragon's Den guys playing the one time. Didn't we think, who was it? Ohtani was coming up?
That was the greatest show in the history of OverDrive.
I thought that was
that's your Mount Rushmore.
Some of our best.
I think that's one of our Mount Rushmore.
That was so good.
There's nothing better than fake breaking news.
And then you were like hammering the guy who got it wrong.
Yeah, Morosi. We hammered
Morosi. Yeah, like that.
It was Morosi.
But it was such.
I thought it was Nightingale.
No,
it was Morosi.
He might have chimed in
and
too.
And Morosi got Bo's knee wrong too. He was taking some heat the other day.
Yes, because
he said, knee, big problem. And then people, when it came back with the second opinion, it's like, hey, he's going to be fine. People were like, see again, Morosi jamming us up.
Right. Morosi can't win with Blue Jay fans. Now, he may be proven right on Bichette still.
Yeah.
Right. Like, I'll believe it when I see it that he returns and plays.
Okay.
That one scares me a little bit. Like, I'm not going to go full Ohtani on Morosi on that one yet because the Jays are trying to quiet things down, and they want to have faith in Bichette's ability to return, but he's done for the regular season. That is for certain. And Anthony Santander is in town. He's no longer in Buffalo. He's no longer in AAA. He's up here, but he's not. Doesn't sound like he's playing. Like Keegan Matheson tweeted out 20 minutes ago, the Jays still have not made a decision on Santander. He's told the team he feels ready to compete. Schneider says they're trying to make the decision that's best for everyone. We should know the next steps by tomorrow. So I guess he's just out of the lineup tonight. He's just a citizen down there at the Rogers Center. But they got to make a call. If I'm Santander, I'm not loving the direction this is going in.
Like the optics of it, or
Well, if he's up here and he's told them I'm ready, and he's been down there for 9 or 10 games, and they don't immediately activate him, that's not a great sign.
No, it's a sign that we don't want to mess with the chemistry here.
Right.
We're fine with whoever else we have in your spot, basically.
Yes. They're like, we're going to buy another day to see if someone maybe gets injured, so this makes it easy for us. For us, because I think it's in the best interest of Santander and the team. If you're going to have him in the playoffs, have him up here for these final 6 games.
get him some at bat.
Get him some major league at bats.
Get him some reps.
But you kind of got to make the call. If it's not going to be tonight, you got 5 more games after this.
Is there any way he's just like? Do you remember Jeremy? Was it Jeremy Giambi, the pinch hitter? Do you remember this?
No.
One of the Giambi brothers was a really good pinch hitter. Is there any way he's just a pinch hitter in the playoffs?
Well, I mean, I don't think he would want to accept that designation, but it's possible. And I do think that that's the most likely result here for Santander.
Like he's just your first guy off the bench.
The thing is, Bichette is what's complicating things.
Right.
Because if he can't play the field, he's got to DH. And if he's DHing, then Santander's not playing every day because you're not in a high leverage playoff game. You're putting Santander in like left field.
No,
I don't think you're doing that after the season he's had, and he's not a great defensive player anyway.
No.
So then it basically becomes a bat off the bench, which is fine. And you can move pieces around. But if Bo is incapable of playing the field, then he's going to be permanently DHing. Right? So that even affects the flexibility within the game where you can't start him as a DH and then replace somebody and put Bo in short or in left field or something. You're not going to do
he's
that.
got one place.
Yeah.
It was Matt Stairs. That's what I'm thinking of.
I was going to say,
Giambi. He was a Canadian.
Jeremy Giambi was not good.
Giambi was the one with the A's, wasn't he?
Yeah, remember in Moneyball.
Yeah.
And he went to the Yankees.
It's Matt Stairs. That's what I'm thinking about. I don't know why. Matt Stairs kind of looks like Jason Giambi.
Yeah, a little bit. Stairs a Canadian. He's an Eastern Canadian.
Okay.
He was a J for a while. He was great.
Yeah, a lot of pinch hit home runs.
Left-handed, he'd mash, man.
Yeah.
He would mash.
Well,
but it's complicated with Santander, clearly. And they may have their decision made. They just don't want to tell him or announce it to the world.
Well, it is awkward, a guy sitting there going, what are we doing here? But if Bo is, that's the one that's a little bit scary. Now you got me thinking about if Bo can't be available when it's really needed. They need him.
Yes.
They need him to have success to go deep into the playoffs. You want to win a World Series?
Ideally.
Bo Bichette has to be involved.
Him and Vladdy are your 2 best bats. And he's been great, and he's been so clutch this year.
Springer.
Yes, Springer has been outstanding. Springer's been better than all of them this year.
Yeah.
Right.
But, any given at bat healthy, you're still, I think, going Vladdy 1, Bichette 2.
That guy Barger. I love that guy.
Yeah, Barger, he's been very good. Yeah. Now he's only going to face right-handed hitters, but he's good.
Yeah.
He's been great. So Mitch Bannon tweeting out, Bichette is hitting the cage yesterday and will again today. Still tossing T-work, not off a machine, not running yet.
All right.
Okay. So, again, I wonder if that's kind of been determined. Find a way to get back as a DH. Yeah. Find a way to just get back and Kirk Gibson this thing and hit and just jog around the bases.
Maybe.
But it complicates things if Bichette is exclusively a DH. And again, that's why Santander, I don't know if I don't see how that's going to work.
Yeah.
I don't see how you're going to have Bichette as a DH and Santander on the roster at the same time.
Well,
how's that going to work?
Could you play him at first and play Vladdy at third? I guess you're not going to do
You want Vladdy playing third base in
but
big
I'm just
games?
No.
The answer is no. Yeah. Here's the thing, Jonas.
The answer is
the first one. Here it is.
And even Santander at first could be a disaster. Vladdy's a good first baseman. Defensively, he plays well.
He's really good.
Leave him alone.
Don't
mess with him.
Yeah. He does the old splits move there once in a while, too.
Yes. Don't mess with him.
I love it.
So, I guess we'll find out. But we got Gausman on the mound tonight, and the Jays have been very good, down the stretch here with a day off. They had a day off yesterday. You do wonder how hungover they're going to be.
Gausman needs a game, though, doesn't he?
He's been great. He's been great. Yeah. Gausman's the guy you want on the mound. That's who you want on the mound tonight.
Yeah.
He's been outstanding. Again, with a day off, put him out there, give him an opportunity. And if you're the Jays, again, don't worry about what the Yankees are doing. Win your own games. Go 4-2 down the stretch.
All you need.
And there's your magic number.
Yeah.
4-2, and it's all good.
Exactly.
All right, Jays Red Sox tonight. My apologies to Jared Goff. I didn't think he was going to have a great game last night, and to his credit, he was outstanding.
We thought it was just going to be Lamar's night.
I thought it would be Lamar's night. I thought Goff on the road against the Ravens under the lights, and Goff was very good. The run game was great. Here's the thing. In the trenches, Detroit just beat up on Baltimore. They were just tougher. They were better. They were chasing Lamar all throughout the second half. sacks, hits. They had him flustered.
Every time it looked like he was going to do one of his things, they're gone.
He couldn't escape.
Yeah.
He could not escape.
Dan Campbell.
Campbell.
That Montgomery was unbelievable.
Montgomery was outstanding last night. Between him and Gibbs, that's like a thunder and lightning.
4 touchdowns.
They were unreal. Detroit looked like the team they've been the last 2 years. To their credit, man. That was a really impressive
pivotal moments, too. Was it 4th and 2? And they go for it, and it's just a little fake and little lob over top.
Beautiful throw to St. Brown.
Just the execution, and they knew what they were doing.
Yeah. This was it right here. Little play action and just a beauty. Feathery pass to St. Brown. Great route.
But I love the reaction of Campbell. Arms in the air afterwards.
Game over.
We knew it.
And you know what? Right, that's what we talk about all the time. Week 1, the Ravens, now they weren't quite in the same field position.
Right.
But they punted.
Yeah.
Gave the ball to Josh Allen, and they lost. Yeah. Dan Campbell was like, I'm not punting this
giving
to Lamar and giving him a chance to come back and beat us. We're ending this game right now.
Yeah.
And that's what he does, and that's the confidence that he uses. And to his credit and the Lions' credit, that was a massively impressive win. And outside of that Week 1 loss at Lambeau, 2 weeks in a row, Detroit's look great. They're 2-1, tied with Green Bay.
Yeah.
Tied with Minnesota.
Green Bay needs a response, though.
They do, but Sunday night they're in Dallas. Sunday night in Dallas. You know what's crazy? I saw the Ravens are at the Chiefs.
Yeah.
Sunday afternoon.
What's the line there?
Ravens are favored 2.5.
Seems a little
at
low.
the Chiefs?
At Kansas City.
Wow.
What do you think it should be?
I thought Kansas City would be favored. They're both 1-2.
But have you watched? I know you have.
Have you watched the Ravens?
Yeah, but have you watched that offense? Kansas City looks like they're hard to watch now.
I don't disagree, but if you watch their defense has been phenomenal through 3 weeks.
Fair.
Okay. Phenomenal. And it's at Arrowhead.
Yeah.
And it's
but
Mahomes.
look at the receivers for Kansas City. It's
I know.
Well, even Kelsey being a bit of a hero with Andy. Would Andy Reid give him the shoulder, like a little bump there?
Kelsey is a hero. He is a hero. But Derrick Henry, 3 fumbles in 3 games, and twice they've cost him games. Week 1 against Buffalo, that fumble put Buffalo back in action, and last night with that fumble by Hutchinson with a brilliant play, that gave the opportunity for Detroit to take the lead.
Yeah. So if you were the odds maker, would you have Kansas City by 1.5?
I thought it would be Kansas City, like a 2-point favorite, something like that, 2.5. I thought it would be flipped. I really did. I was surprised that the Ravens open as favored.
Got a little time. We'll see.
We'll see if that line fluctuates. I don't believe that's going to be a Hazenbrough pick. So for me, it's not necessarily a big concern.
What's the standings at? Is it?
We're even. Even through 3
now.
weeks. Yeah, great minds think alike.
Well, that's right. In the group chat, Luke was.
We were on Baltimore last night.
Yeah.
And obviously that went south. So Thursday nighter, that'll be Timo and Wilson. We'll get you some Ryder Cup picks later in the week. That's starting to spice up. You don't see a lot of smack talk in golf.
Yes.
But you're starting to see it. McIlroy and DeChambeau going back and forth. Brandel Chambly and the Golf Channel just torching DeChambeau, which is kind of wild.
Yeah.
But
they need a little attention. Everybody else is focused on other things.
That's true. And they're getting it. You're right. But it's in New York. Beth Page. Such a tough course. Going to be a great crowd. Cannot wait for this weekend. It's going to be so much fun. All right, confirm and deny coming up. Mike Johnson will join us ahead of Leafs Sens tonight. Overdrive continues. TSN 1050 and on TSN 4.
Tonight on TSN 1050. Your Toronto Maple Leafs continue their preseason at home to the Ottawa Senators. Coverage starts at 7 p.m. Hear it all on TSN 1050. The Leafs live here. Now, back to Overdrive with Hayes, Noodles, and the O-Dog.
I can neither confirm or deny that this is in fact a segment.
Austin trades Andrew Raycroft to Toronto in exchange for the rights to Tuukka Rask.
It's been my honor and a privilege to serve as the general manager of the Toronto Maple Leafs Hockey Club.
It's time for Confirm or Deny.
Do you regret giving all those gentlemen the no trades or no movement clauses?
Well, I can neither confirm or deny that.
I can't confirm or deny.
All right, confirm and deny. Very simple stuff. Statements are made, we confirm them or we deny them. It's that easy. All right, Jonas?
Yeah.
You ready to go here?
I am ready.
All right, confirm and deny. Whoever loses the Ravens-Chiefs game this weekend will miss the playoffs.
Ooh.
Oh, man.
That's
1-3. Someone will be 1-3 on Sunday night?
Deny. I'd have to go through the playoff teams, but I just can't see it. I mean, the AFC West is gotten sort of interesting. Right?
Chargers are 3-0.
Yeah, Denver has been
Broncos 1-2, but they
like,
could be 3-0.
Yeah,
they could be.
Vegas, nah.
Vegas won't. I don't think is going to do anything.
That's why I'm denying it. Like I think they'll both make the playoffs.
Yeah,
I do.
1-3 for either of these teams.
But how many good
crazy,
teams
though.
are in the AFC? Like Cincinnati, we can probably take out of the
Cincinnati's going to be out.
Pittsburgh's not good. New England might not be good.
Pittsburgh's no good.
Miami's not good.
You don't think?
Pittsburgh's got a chance. Like they're
going to go 9-8. Like
okay. Colts are 3-0. Are they the real
is
deal?
Danny Dimes? I mean, Jonathan Taylor's been amazing.
He has been. Like they now that division's garbage. So
terrible. Like Houston's not good all of a sudden.
Like the Bills are a lock, clearly.
Okay.
I would have to say Indianapolis with the way that they've started. Houston's 0-3, Tennessee's 0-3. Tennessee's probably the worst team in the league.
Jacksonville's blah.
Yeah.
The same.
That's the thing. You're talking wild card spots. And Baltimore, with that division, I'll deny it as well because I think Baltimore's still going to make the playoffs.
Right.
Like even if they lose, I think at 1-3, because Burrow's out, Pittsburgh's okay, and like Tomlin gets them to 500 every single year, but are they going to be a juggernaut? I don't believe so. Cleveland's got a very good defense. They'll win more games than I think people think. The thing is, if the Chiefs start 1-3, that's trouble for the division. That should be the confirm or deny. Whoever loses this game, are they out of contention to win their division? That I would confirm if it's Kansas City. Yes.
Yeah.
Where do you think the bigger you-know-what storm would be if they lose? So, like, if Kansas City goes 1-3 or Baltimore, what is a bigger?
I think KC.
I think it's KC too.
Yeah, because now you start to question, like, can Mahomes get it done? Especially if Kelsey's no good. You know, Taylor Swift has a movie or something. I don't know what the hell's going on in Cineplex right now.
Oh yeah.
I think she's got some sort of something coming out, or I don't know, on Cineplex.
Okay.
My daughter was
not aware of that. I have not heard of that.
Well, all the Swifties have jammed up the website.
Okay.
But I think you're looking at KC going, who's gonna get it done here?
It would be noisier with Kansas City because they've been so great.
Yeah.
Like they've been to 5 Super Bowls in the last 6 years.
Yeah.
Like the idea of them starting 1-3, they were 15-2 last year.
Yeah.
Like the idea of them starting 1-3, yes, it would open the door to like, is it the end of the dynasty?
Yeah.
Where do they go here with Mahomes? The thing is, they've already done it.
Right.
Like they've won it before, so you should have more faith in their ability to kind of regroup. Baltimore, I think it'd be noisier with Kansas City. I think it should be more concerning in Baltimore, if that makes sense, because Baltimore hasn't won anything.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and in Baltimore, they started slow last year, and can you guarantee they're going to get it together down the stretch? Like, what if there's real problems there?
Will people be all over Lamar, though, and say,
I don't know.
Get it done?
He's so good, man.
He is.
Like, he's so good. I don't think it'll be a Lamar issue. I think it'll be a defense issue. I think it'll be a Harbaugh issue. What a ball game, though. What a ball game. All right, confirm or deny. At some point this season, Easton Cowan will get a shot to play with Austin Matthews.
Oh, man.
What do you got, Jonas?
Yeah, you answer first.
This is you. This is your wheelhouse. You're in the trenches.
I will say confirm.
Wow.
Just because, like, I don't know who. I don't really see anyone running away with it at all. Like, look at the candidates right now. It's like it's Michelli, it's Domi.
Yeah.
There's gonna be others. Like, I don't know.
I don't know. I think I've
Jack
always.
Roslovic still an option? The guy's just sitting at home. Like, what the hell is that guy
I'd like
doing?
to see him on a PTO with somebody because I think he could help somebody. But again, what's the price point? What's he asking for? But I still believe 25 games into the season, the asking price for some of these players that potentially could be available might come down.
To what though?
I don't know.
Second round pick?
I don't know. Because I don't know the marketplace. I'm looking at Pittsburgh. I'm looking at teams like that are in sell mode or potential sell mode and go, what are they going to ask for player X, player Y? You know, name another team that is going to be a bottom feeder that has a pretty good player that Tree might covet. That's the way I'm reserving for player X moving in.
Now maybe Cowan gets in there before that guy shows up, though.
Keep in mind, You're just talking one shift?
Well, no, I'm not talking no. Like I'm saying that, like to start the game, Cowan's playing with Matthews tonight.
I'm thin on that.
Well, how many games do you think he's going to play if you're going to put a number on it? So let me give you an over-under. I will say 10.5.
I say he gets over.
But like slightly, right?
Yeah,
like
I don't think it's an 82 games schedule for him.
So,
although here's how I would answer that. I think if it's over, it could be way over. Like, and what I mean by that is, like, he's earned it and he's on it and he's playing. If it's under, then it's spot duty through the year. They had 3 or 4, they got injuries, called up, and he's going to play, and they're going to send him down because he's waiver exempt.
Yeah.
I think it's either way over or
47
or it's 6.
Yeah.
That's kind of what I think.
He's going to get a shot.
I agree.
I would think.
That's why I'll confirm it too.
Okay.
Like Matthew Nye's talking him up today, saying he's looked great, and they've noticed a big difference in his persona and his approach and his professionalism.
I know what training camp's like.
I know.
There's not one thing that was like, geez, this guy is. But outside of Linus Ullmark, everybody else is like, best shape of their life.
Yes.
Need a you-know-what
or Jonathan
detector,
Huberdeau, who's not in the mood to skate. Not in the mood.
Yeah.
Didn't feel like skating today. All right, confirm or deny Alex Ovechkin will score 40-plus goals this season.
Deny.
You're a hater. You're a hater.
He had 44 last year, I believe.
Yeah. I'm denying it, too.
How is he 41 or 40?
He's 40. And he's Cock Gretzky. It's a swan song. I was on Jay last night.
You're such a hater.
I got destroyed by people online. Like, really awful language and uncalled for commentary from people. But I'm not. I don't think he should be I don't think he'll be one of the 50 best players in the league this year. I think he'll score goals. I think 30 goals,
I was
35.
Say, 33 sticks out for me. 32.
Yeah.
For a 40-year-old is unbelievable.
He chased the carrot. He caught Gretzky.
Yeah.
He caught him.
I'm denying that he's going to get something with a 4 in it.
Yeah.
But I've bet against this guy the last 5 years, and he keeps proving us wrong.
I know. All right, more confirm or deny still to come. Mike Johnson coming up as well. OverDrive continues. TSN 1050 and on TSN 4.
Every year, the only goal that you have is winning the Super Bowl. If we don't win it, it's a failure.
All this pressure builds up.
How about those
Noodles and the O-Dog on TSN 1050.
Hour 2 OverDrive continues, powered by FanDuel, bringing you everything from the opening line to the final score. Brian Hayes, Jonas Siegel, Jamie Noodles McLennan. We've got a list here. Is that what we have, Jonas? You got a little list cooking?
It's a game. Well, is it a game?
Okay.
Sort of.
You've been working on
There's
things.
a prop.
There's props. Okay, we'll get to that in half an hour. Got Jays Red Sox tonight. Pretty nice night for a ball game. Very nice night for a ball game.
Roof open or closed?
Oh, I think it's got to be open.
It better
tonight.
be open.
Weather, like the rest of the week, is looking a little bit
Rainy.
dicey. Yeah, a little bit dicey.
It was a monsoon on Sunday night. I was downtown at Liberty Village. It was outrageous how much rain was coming down.
Mm-hmm.
Like puddles.
Yeah, I slept through a massive one. And these are the things that my wife
hates you for.
Well, she just cannot understand that. Like those, I would say the biggest disconnect we have is sleeping through.
Oh, the best
big
sleep
storms.
is through a storm.
Oh, I didn't hear anything, and she was like,
you didn't hear
pretty
the house
disturbed.
shaking? Yeah, like
pretty disturbed by that.
There's like someone banging on the door.
Yeah, there's construction workers walking right through the house. I had no idea what was going on, and I woke up because she was like, "Man, what a storm!" And and you know when you have that split second, you're like, "Should I say, yeah, what a storm," or do I just like cop to it? And I immediately was like, "What are you talking about? I didn't hear anything," and like stop in her like
tracks,
just,
like mad at you.
What?
Yeah.
How? Kids were up. I'm like, I don't know. I was out. I didn't hear anything.
You probably went to bed at 1 o'clock in the morning after everything was done.
Yeah.
And just crawled into the wrapper and had the best 6 hours.
Best shutdown ever.
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't catch that one.
Are you a light sleeper or not? Sounds like
not classify myself as a light sleeper.
I'm a light sleeper.
Like, do you hear like if the door opens?
Well, yes, because I only sleep 6 hours a night. Like I don't.
See, generally I do the same thing.
Yeah.
Like I'm up pretty late,
Yeah.
And then I'm up at like 7 or something.
Yeah.
You know you're supposed to get 8.
Yeah. Well,
Who determined that, though?
It was time for 8 hours.
And who was the one that determined that? Because remember there was a rumor, which I believe was debunked.
Yeah,
it was probably my favorite one ever, possibly. That Yusei Kikuchi used to sleep like 16 hours a day.
I remember this. Yeah.
Yeah, like he'd wake up
13 hours.
It was something like outrageous. Basically, he'd wake up, go to the park, warm up, pitch, go home, fall asleep.
Yeah.
What a life.
Like it was basically like sleep and pitch. That was his life.
That would be. I've played with guys who love their sleep and could sleep anywhere. Get on the plane sideways, flying through the air. Yeah. The guy's like blanket over their head, sleeping.
Mm-hmm.
Like I've never been like that. I've never ever. I've always lost sleep. Excuse me.
Yeah, I can sleep on a plane.
I hate you.
I can sleep on a plane.
I'm so envious of people.
I
like
a good sleep on a plane.
Chris Johnson, like we used to travel a lot to Leaf games, and a lot of times it would be like really stupid early flights, and like. We get on the plane 6:15, bam, he's out.
Yeah, before even the wheels are up.
I can't do anything. I'm just like sitting there like a zombie.
Yeah, that's your problem, man.
And then like
that's on you guys.
We land and he just gets up and like he's.
I don't think I've ever done like I've never slept like a full flight, unless I'm like when I was younger and like basically all nighter, hungover, or something, and just like. I'm out and I wake up and I'm like, whoa, where the hell am I?
I did one.
But as an adult, I've never done that.
I did one last year, about 6 months ago. I flew out to Vancouver for one night to hang out with my buddy. And it was his birthday party. And I didn't go to bed.
Oh, so you just
I literally had a car pick me up at 5:30 in the morning at his place and take me back to the airport.
Yes. So I've done those.
I got on the plane. And I slept, and the guy beside me was so cool. What woke me up was us hitting the ground in Toronto.
That's a long sleep.
Vancouver.
It's a 5-hour flight.
I didn't have 1 ounce of sleep, and I had way too many drinks. And I got on the plane, and he was so cool. He like once I woke up.
Did you fall on him? Like did you
nothing. No, I just was out, and he goes. Big fan of OverDrive. I was like, oh my God. And can you imagine like what I was burping and farting?
Oh, you would have been a disaster.
Like whatever I was doing, this guy just was patient enough to be like, hey, let's talk about the Leafs.
At the
5 hours after I hit the ground.
Because he was just waiting for you to wake up. So you can launch into it. What happens with Cowan this year?
Exactly. Like literally.
Big Stolarz should be making $5 million per.
Honestly, whatever we were doing, like he was so cool about it, and then I was embarrassed because I'm like, I have no idea what I did to that guy. Like I might have been sleeping on his shoulder.
I know.
Who knows?
Flights are weird like that. Like if you fall asleep, like again in public, you just don't know what. Like,
right.
Because if you like those are weird when you get to like the neck snaps and you're like, what is going on here?
Drooling and like.
What do you do when someone like falls asleep on you? Do you give them a little nudge? Or
I think it's totally reasonable to throw a Dale Hunter elbow at that person.
I always keep my elbows in between.
You don't take the armrest control?
No, and now. That particular, I'm not being a hero. I was lucky enough to upgrade.
Oh, nice.
But the guy was very cool about it because I have no idea if I did like the lap fall. Did I fall into his lap? Did I took the window and I was like leaning into the window.
That's the play. The lean into the window, especially if you have a pillow or something like that.
I just felt bad like for a lot of people around me. Because I don't know if the flight attendant came back and just looked at me as like, I'm not even dealing with that lump in the corner.
Do you snore?
I say no.
Yeah, but you don't know.
Everyone says no until they do. Everyone says no until they do.
My wife said the other day she felt I had, what's sleep apnea?
Sleep apnea? Well, that's where,
breathe, right?
Yeah, that one's,
she goes,
those
like,
are the ones where you need studies.
She said I snore from my throat, not my nose.
Yeah.
But she's like, I don't hear you breathe. Like,
dude,
I think that's a corpse beside me.
Sleep apnea tests are the weirdest experiences.
Is that where you have to wear the mask and everything?
Yes, but you're like, I did one years ago at Sunnybrook, but they don't let you sleep. So you've got all these they've got it, like you're supposed to sleep. And you're loaded up with stuff. You're like, how am I supposed to sleep like
on
this?
Your head. Yeah.
Yeah. And then you finally fall asleep, and the woman turn to your left. And you're like, I just fell asleep. Like she gets over like the surrounds that turn to your right. And I'm like, I don't think I'm asleep yet.
Is it dark?
Right. Yeah, it's dark. It's very unsettling in there. Very strange scene, man, because you show up late and they're like, all right, you're in your room and like you can't have a book or anything because they want you to fall asleep.
Yeah.
And so you're just like, you're in a hospital. The hospitals freak you out. It's weird. And then you get up early and you just want to get the hell out of there.
A gown? Like, what are you wearing like to
No, I
to
think
bed?
they let you just sleep. I don't remember, to be honest.
Like...
I don't remember, but it's really strange. And you need someone to pick you up, which is the worst. Because, again, my wife, we weren't even married. This was years ago. But I'm calling her off the hook at like 5:45. I'm like, come get me. I got to get the hell out of here.
Yeah.
Which I should have just capped home or something. I could have done that. But
well, it's a weird transaction.
Yeah, it's strange.
But
man.
I don't know.
And I got a negative. They're like, no, you're good. I'm like, well, then what the hell am I doing here? Like, who made this call?
Well, here's the question. How do you get signed up for that? Like, how did it drop into your lap?
Basically, whoever you're sleeping with.
Yeah.
Like, and again, my wife was like, you got to go. I think, because she's up and she's like, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And she's, bothered by
You're
it.
like Dale Griffiths from Planes, Trains, and Automobiles.
Exactly. And then they call me. They're like, no, you're good. I'm like, well, then what the hell's going on here?
What's going on?
I did the Storm-In. I'm like, thanks.
Yeah.
What was that?
What a waste of your time.
Complete waste of my time.
Ugh.
Anyway, Mike Johnson. Johnny's coming up here in a moment. He's downtown, right? He's at the Leaf game. The game's on TSN
he's probably
tonight.
Been listening for 8 minutes.
There he is.
There he is. Wow.
Look at him looking like $1 million. What's up, Johnny?
Listen, boys, we're going visual. I am in the first row, right behind the goaltender here, at least we're talking. So I thought you'd give the fans appreciation view today.
I love it, man. It's
awesome.
Good to see you. It's good to see you. Jonas was mentioning it earlier that camp, like the Leafs, it feels a little bit different this year. And we had a difficult time kind of putting our finger on why that might be the case. I don't know if you have a similar feeling. If you do, can you put your finger on why it feels a little bit different this year for the Leafs, maybe compared to past seasons?
I mean, he's down there. He would have a sense, but I don't know, Hazy. I mean, it feels to me like maybe having Craig Berube for a second time around, maybe the Mitch Marner, if there was some sort of element of a distraction or on their heads at all, that is gone. But I don't know about this idea that, they're lighter, they're freer, it's easier, it's fun. Like, if they win, it will be all those things. If they lose, it'll be none of those things. It'll be tight. It'll be grindy. It'll be stressed. It'll be all the stuff maybe that have been associated the past few years. But they're good. They know they're good. The one thing that might be different, and I think this could be for a real benefit to the team, is if the vibe of the team, and we're not even talking about necessarily on the ice, but just everything, dressing room, all of it, is less the four guys, core four, whatever. Everyone talks about they don't want to hear it anymore. And now it's more, we got some top players and we have some guys who are not as good as those guys, but it's more collective, not four guys and the rest of the guys. It's just the whole team, like every other team sort of is in the NHL.
Johnny, it seems like it's probably not a high event training camp because for the most part, you got a lot of guys slotted. Who do you got your eye on? Is it just as simple as the new players and how they are going to try and settle in with a guy like Austin Matthews or maybe Nicholas Waugh? Like, who are you circled to kind of take a peek at to see how they settle in?
Yeah, I mean, I think obviously Michelli, who's going to get a run tonight besides Nyes and Matthews. That is the premium position in the lineup. He was brought in to probably play there. We'll see how he does there. And we'll see how whoever lines up with Tavares and Nylander tonight. It's going to be McMann. But you think about it. This is one of the best teams in the league. They're going to be really good again. And there is legitimate competition for a spot on each of the first two lines. Like, that is probably more than most teams have. And while it might not be sort of high event, as you phrased it, Noodles, like, there are more NHL players than there are spots. So Yarncroke and Kampf and Robertson, all the guys who kind of scored last game in Ottawa, those guys are all battling for something because there's Lawton and there's Lorentz and what's Easton Cowan going to do. So to me, there are pretty intense battles, not just maybe for important positions, but just roster spots. Because you have NHL players on NHL contracts who will not be on the NHL team if everyone's healthy at the end of camp.
See, I look at Robertson and Mike, like, I'd be curious to know, how do you evaluate him in the preseason? Because every preseason, he scores 1 million goals. I looked it up the other day. I think he has 8 goals and 12 points in his last 14 preseason games. And it's like, if I'm the team, I kind of know that you can do that a bit, but like, what else do I need to see? Like, what would you need to be seeing from Nick Robertson in the preseason that would change your mind? Is there anything he can do?
I mean, it'd be easy to say, well, play better away from the puck. And he really works at that. Like, standing between the benches, I can tell that he is physically preoccupied with making good decisions. It's amazing to watch him. You can see his mind working, trying to figure out, should I go here? Should I not? Should I chip it? Should I stick handle? Because he wants to do the right thing. So maybe there's that. But I think the best thing that he could do is somehow latch on to other players who will be in the lineup in a consistent spot. So if he plays a couple games with Tavares and Nylander and does great, that's more important than him scoring with Easton, Cowan, and Calle Jarnkrok. Because if he somehow helps someone who's not going anywhere as opposed to just himself, that would help his cause. But I guess you just said it. There's not a whole bunch else he can do in training camp other than try to carry it over if he gets the opportunity. But trying to find a spot that, okay, third line winger, that's him. That's where the other guys will shuffle, not him, which is an uphill battle in this camp. But if he wants to make it, that's probably what he's going to have to do.
With Mike Johnson, our TSN hockey analyst, Leafs Sense tonight on TSN 4. Berube was complimentary of Easton, Cowan, and Ben Danford. Like, I'm pretty certain Danford's going to go back to Oshawa. Like, I think he's going to go back to the OHL. Cowan's a different story. You know, like he's not going back to the OHL. What is your read on Cowan's chances of actually making the team opening night?
I don't think they're great, not because he's not talented, because the same problem I just outlined, right? There's too many players, and he's the easiest guy, no waivers, all the stuff we know about. And he could go to the American League and star, right? Power play, 23 minutes, first line, all that stuff that you'd like him to grow into more of than a lesser role that you have to play to make this lineup. So it's a challenge. I mean, I guess playing away from the puck, Craig Berube is big on being responsible and being diligent. But the other part about it is that when I watch him and I hear about how good he was in London and I've seen him play World Juniors and everything else, I need to see for him pace in his game that he can sort of get up and down fast enough because he's not the biggest and he's probably not the strongest and he's got tons of bite and grit and all that stuff. But he's got to be fast enough to get there to make plays because surviving on being steady Eddie, he will not make the team at all if he's a guy you don't notice at the end of the game, right? David Kampf makes the team that way. Easton Cowan will not. He's got to make plays to make a mark. And to do so, he's got to be fast enough. And that's the one thing I'll sort of be watching tonight, playing against another good NHL team. You know, can he skate well enough to get to the spots to make the plays?
Johnny, we're talking about the goaltending situation, the Hilda Beast. Do you think there's a real opportunity here just with, the uncertainty with Joseph Wall's situation?
Feels that way. I mean, he would be the next man up, I suppose. With so much talk about Stolarz and Wall, I don't pay that much attention to the depth chart of the Leafs goaltending situation. They have sort of random guys here and there, but, it's Matt Murray last year and Hildeby and whatever it is. But, Hildeby played a couple games. He looked good in some, not so good in others. His numbers in the AHL are not too bad. He's been there for a while. So hopefully whatever's going on with Joseph Wall is short term and he'll be back before we know it. And this conversation won't matter. But if he's not, or if there's an injury, Hildeby wants to play well enough in games like this and then games in the American League that makes it clear he's got to be the first guy up. Not that he's an option. He's the only option. And every start for a guy like that in a moment like tonight will matter because he's starting tonight's game, I think.
So Jonathan Toews making his debut tonight for the Winnipeg Jets. Yeah. What do you expect out of Toews this year?
Not going to lie to you. I don't like preseason games and like playing in them. I don't like working at them. They're not worthless. I'm going to tune in to I'm going to go home and I'm going to watch the highlights. I'm going to watch that one back a little bit. I guess what I'm expecting bare minimum, Hazy, is, obviously very solid, defensive minded. If his body's right, because at the end of his career, last time we saw him, he was really slowing down. Again, the sort of speed of the game was getting to him. So he wasn't as good defensively despite all the things he does well. If his body's right, I know he's older, but he's also 2 years without any wear and tear physically. If he can skate, I'm expecting on that team, I don't know, 40 to 50 points. good in the faceoffs, out at the end of the games, killing penalties, leadership, experience of winning in the playoffs, something that the Jets have been having a hard time doing the last few years. I'm really cheering for him because it's been, if you've read, I don't know if you guys have read any of the articles or seen any of the interviews, it's been a really long, circuitous journey to try to get healthy, trying a whole bunch of different stuff. And if he gets himself right, I want him to be able to play something like he used to. And so, yeah, if he can move well enough, 40 to 50 points and playing most games and just sort of being an important complementary player to the guys above him.
Mike, I have a maybe dumb question to ask you. You guys can tell me.
Okay.
So
as opposed to the usual ones you asked?
Sorry. They're always
this
10 out of
is a
10.
rare occurrence. Everyone buckle up.
So, I saw Chris Knobloch say today that he's going to play Draisaitl and McDavid together. And obviously, I just think about the Leafs. So, like, cool. Is it crazy to just play Nylander with Matthews and Nyes? Like, why is that a non-idea?
Non-starter.
Non-starter. Thanks, Hayes.
There you go.
Like, why not just do that?
There you go. Because that line would be incredible, obviously. Would it be incredible enough? And would the Leafs be too easy to load up and play against? And, I don't know where Tavares was, but we know, Tavares had a great year, but his 5-on-5 driving days are probably behind him. Fair. And so you're going to have Tavares playing with who? McMann and Domi, McMann and Michelli. Like, those are wild unknowns. Wild what kind of 5-on-5 production you could get out of those guys.
I just saw, like, Mike, like, go back to Boston. It's not like they were like overflowing with depth on their second and third lines, but like they did it.
Right.
I agree with you. I probably wouldn't do it, but why? Like, is it a crazy idea?
Did they do it when they won a cup?
No,
yes, sir. It's not crazy, and we'll probably see stuff like that at times throughout the year. And maybe Tavares will slide up with Matthews and Nylander. Who knows what they'll do? But I just think for 82 games, the burden that would put on that first line would be enormous. Now, they might be able to carry it, but if I'm playing the Leafs, put yourself in the other team's room, Hazy, Noodles. Okay, we circle that first line. If we stop them, we win the game flat out because we don't believe anyone else is really going to score and hurt us. So, I would prefer to spread it around. That would be more of a last option as opposed to a first one.
Well, what's interesting is Knobloch's, trying to – his explanation for playing McDavid and Draisaitl was that he'll get more out of the rest of the lineup somehow. That's what he was trying to explain today. And I think his reasoning was they're going to get more minutes or more opportunity because everything runs through Connor, and if Draisaitl's on another line, everything runs through him. I think he's trying to convince himself and the world that that's an accurate statement. They're buying time until Hyman returns.
Yeah.
But listen, it's going to be explosive. Like, if McDavid's playing with Draisaitl, like, no one's stopping those two.
What's the difference there? Like, do they have so much depth?
That's a good question.
Well,
I don't know.
RNH on that second line, right?
But isn't that so? That's Tavares.
Offensively, he's no better than Tavares.
Right.
So you're right.
Probably not. It's sort of the same, except McDavid and Draisaitl are better.
Yeah.
As good as Matthews and Nylander are. Draisaitl and Draisaitl are better.
Sure.
Right?
Yeah.
And also, they can play, if they want, 25, 26. They can play so much together. And I'm trying to wrap my head around that logic that the other guys might get more. Like, sure, they might get to advance the puck up the ice in their stick occasionally more often as opposed to giving it to one of those other two guys. Doesn't mean they're going to score anymore. Like, there's no way they're going to get more points. But, like, Savoy, Nugent Hopkins, and Ike Howard are not scoring more than Ike Howard and Draisaitl and whoever. Like, it's just not going to happen. So, again, break in case of emergency, but it's day 4 of camp. Is it? I don't know. I know Hyman's a big injury, but that seems, again, ill-advised to me.
I'm surprised they're doing it because he's moved Nugent Hopkins up with McDavid a lot in the past.
I think it's just, for me, this is all lip service. Like, they've got to figure out who's going to play with who. Obviously, like, is Ike Howard going to be a guy who can play in your top 6? Is Savoy going to be a guy who can play in your top 6? Is that Tomasek going to be a guy? They know Mangiapane. They believe he can play there. They've got options. But the biggest thing is, like, yes, in case of problems, break glass and put those guys out there and do what they do.
Well, Noodles, like you saw in the playoffs last year, they move those guys around all the time.
They do.
Like every shift was
September 23rd or whatever.
Well,
there isn't a problem.
But you know what?
We're not playing right now.
Guess what we're doing? We're not talking about McDavid's contract for the 800th time right now.
Should we?
Although I could
Probably
spin it into
Noodles.
Yeah.
You know what? I will spin it because if Noodles, you like McDavid. If McDavid is concerned about how good they'll be in the future and how they will contend for the next decade, loading up him and Draisaitl together is not the answer that he's looking for. He knows already that works, and Draisaitl is going to be there for 8 more years. It's what the other guys are and what the other guys can play with Draisaitl like, what the other guys can play with him like, because him and Draisaitl together is not really a decade-long solution, I think, for what McDavid is looking to have answered. So, yes, we're not talking about his contract, but if he sits back with his group and say, okay, we play the first 20 games, Leon and I are together. We got 45 points each. Like, we are killing it. But we're, 12-8-2 or 12-8 because everyone below us doesn't score. Like, then it becomes about his contract again. Yeah. So I don't know if this is necessarily answering the questions McDavid might have about the depth of this team.
Yeah.
Well, I think these guys have to go ahead, Brian.
No.
I was just gonna say, like, conversely, if you don't play him with Draisaitl, it's like he's looking around. He's like, "Who's this? These who I'm playing with?"
Eventually
they want to stay here.
The thing is eventually
but you gotta buy it. You gotta believe it. Someone's got to do that, right?
And I think one of those guys will push through. That Savoy's a really good player. Yeah. So is this Howard. Now, they're not big, but they signed Podkolzin. The first guy, did you see you put on
an
his
extension
Instagram?
today?
Did you see first guy on his Instagram was Draisaitl. Loves him. Loves playing with him. Again, he's a straight line player. Sometimes you go, okay, this is a guy that, maybe I've found my Hyman. Maybe I've found the guy who goes and gets the puck for me.
It's my Chris Kunitz.
Yeah. Exactly. That's the crazy thing is talking to people out of Edmonton. It's like Draisaitl loves Podkolzin because Podkolzin's a good skater. He's heavy and he knows exactly what to do. Go and get 29 the puck. So the challenge is find somebody to play with them. Like that's who's going to play the right side if they are going to split those two up. Because I think they are going to split them up. It would be asinine to start the season with those two going, okay, here we go, and then the rest of you guys just kill time until those guys are back out. That was the formula 4 years ago.
Why even bother practicing with them? Why even bother?
Yeah.
Like, we know they work. They don't need any extra time together. Like,
that's
work on the other stuff that's an unknown. Don't work on the known commodity, which is those two who are unstoppable together. But listen, Knobloch's a smart guy. He's got a good handle. And you mentioned some names. That Tomaszek, I've seen him play internationally. Mangiapane, he scored, 35 a couple of years ago with Calgary. So they have names. But names that you'd like to see work with those two big guys and see which ones complement the other ones best until certainly Hyman gets back.
Yeah.
What's the dress code on some of the players down there, Johnny? You see anyone walking in like slippers and just
Willie's wearing a house coat, I guarantee you.
So here's so I was just down rummaging around. You guys have been, and Dakota Joshua walked in. And he was wearing like slacks and a t-shirt. Like a nice one, not a grubby one, but like that's it. Totally looked nice, but the better part was I don't know if Dakota Joshua has ever been in the Leafs room before because he probably has been at or whatever it's called, the practice rink. So I'm standing outside the Leafs room talking. He walks right past it, and he looks down the hallway down to where the media area is. I'm like, room's right here, the big silver doors, or the dress, or the weight room's back around the corner. He's just never been here before. I'm like, that's the sort of nuances of new guys. Forget about the dress code. It was pants and a t-shirt. But just a new guy who's going to be a good player does not know how to get in the dressing room. And then they walked in, the poor security guy's like, you play for the Leafs? They weren't sure who he was. I'm like, yes, let him in. He plays for the Leafs. Come on.
Yeah, get him in the lineup. Come on. Yeah. He's on term. He's going to be here for a while.
I don't know. This dress code.
He's playing tonight.
Yeah, he's playing tonight.
Be a pro. I don't know. Johnny's got chest hair thrown at us through the screen.
He's relaxing the dress code down there.
Look at that. Relaxed dress code.
I love it, man.
Your anti-dress code?
Like, it doesn't matter.
The day I get a chest hair, the day is tomorrow.
It's coming for you. But it doesn't matter, but it does look. It does look different. It's an adjustment to like it's pictures. It makes no difference what happens before the game.
I guarantee you, I will bet anything that John Tavares walks in a suit. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I hope he does.
I'm telling you, he's
like Noodles. My first 4 years in the league, I would have been like Dakota Joshua, pants and a t-shirt, whatever, pants and a shirt. My last 8 years in the league, I would have worn a suit because I would have liked the idea of I'm going to work. Like, it's different than practice. Like, this is a game. This matters. Like, okay, we're going to flip the script. It's serious. We're focused. We're taking time to be prepared. And part of that very symbolic preparation for me would have been putting a suit on. Now, maybe don't wear a tie, but whatever, put a suit on. But yeah, I don't. And the first thing, as we know, some guy's got to be wearing like track pants and a t-shirt, and he'll have a bad game. Like, see, he wasn't prepared. It'll be ridiculous.
No, that bullet's in the chamber, man. It's ready to go for someone to pop.
Yeah.
You know it's coming. All right, Johnny. Well, enjoy it tonight, buddy. We're looking forward to catching you on TSN, and we'll do it again soon. Thank you for this.
All right.
There he is, Mike Johnson, joining us here on the Maple Toyota Hotline. Get in and go where adventure takes you in a 2025 Tacoma from Maple Toyota near Canada's Wonderland in the Maple Auto Mall. Visit mapletoyota.com. It'll be a fun night downtown. You get the Leafs and the Jays in action, like Leafs Sens, but still Battle of Ontario. Right, there'll be some Ottawa fans.
Might
and
be a little bit of
Jays Sox, like Red Sox fans travel. There'll be people from Boston up here.
Well,
and there are Sox fans that live in Canada that'll be here for this series.
Isn't Ray Ferraro a Sox fan?
Yes, he is.
Yeah.
Ray is a Boston Red Sox fan. So I'm sure he'll be tracking.
In the Battle of Ontario,
tonight.
like we did see a few little dust-ups or some emotion the other day. I didn't mind it.
Do you remember it ever being so extreme where teams are now just sending like mostly AHL players on the road in the preseason? I don't ever remember it being so extreme.
Not bad for Ottawa tonight. They have like Cousins playing and
Cousins
Pinto, I think, might be playing.
But you're right. Like
now it's like we're not sending anywhere.
That squad that Toronto sent up the other day.
That was the Marlies. Yeah, it was effectively
and then
the Marlies.
Thursday they play, and it'll be the same thing.
Yeah.
And Saturday they're home.
But that's why I think people get mad because these preseason games for management is like, okay, we want our top players to play at home, and that's it. And on the road, okay, we'll send guys that are
like spring training almost.
Yeah. That's what it is.
You play where you play at home, but on the road, like vets aren't going on the road.
How do you evaluate? Like it.
Well, what are you evaluating with Matthews and?
No, but I mean, like so. Robertson or Cowan or whoever.
Valid. Like, how do they fit? And who do they play with?
They're playing against AHLers. Like
and they're playing in situations they're not going to play in.
Yes, like Robertson's not going to play 18 minutes.
Yeah, he's not playing PP1 or anything.
Exactly.
So, yeah, you're right. But it's their own doing. They could send a real team. They choose not to.
Yeah.
All right, best bet still to come. Jays Sox tonight. Gosman on the mound for the Jays. Overdrive continues. TSN 1050 and on TSN 4.
Tonight on TSN 1050, your Toronto Maple Leafs continue their preseason at home to the Ottawa Senators. Coverage starts at 7 p.m. Hear it all on TSN 1050. The Leafs live here. Now, back to Overdrive with Hayes, Noodles, and the O-Dog.
All right, coverage for the Ryder Cup on Overdrive brought to you by Subaru. Again, we were mentioning Brandel Chambly on the Golf Channel just carving up Bryson, saying he'd be a captain's nightmare. Like, Bryson's a live guy. Brandel hates live. He always has. But it feels like weird mojo with the Americans. Like, they're on home soil, which is supposed to put them in it always does, put them in a very advantageous position. New York, Bethpage, Long Island. It's going to be crazy.
Yeah.
You've got the number one player in the world in Scheffler. Yet the big story this week, or one of the big stories, is I guess the players are getting paid. The American players are getting paid. The European players are not.
What type of scratch are they getting paid?
A couple $100,000 each.
Not bad.
But yeah, it's pretty good. But I was reading a thread today that like PGA of America is going to make a fortune.
Right.
The Long Island area will make a ton of money. The tickets are huge.
Yeah.
So the players are like donating a lot of money. I think they're donating half the money to, Boys and Girls Club or whatever it is. I don't know.
Sure.
But the European players aren't getting paid. So they're playing. They're like, well, we're playing for free because we do anything to be here. Yeah. We'd pay to be on this team, but the Americans need to be paid. So they're playing that role.
Oh, the victim. They're playing the
victim.
It's
not even a victim. I think it's a mentality. Like, do the Americans really care? Are they here for the money? Which is
moral high ground.
Moral high ground.
Like it.
Yeah. Why not?
Which one of those guys on the American teams are really struggling for $100,000?
None of them are struggling for money.
They all have printed money in their career.
And they would still be there even if they weren't being paid.
Exactly.
I don't think it's going to make a difference one way or the other.
Bulletin board material.
Precisely. And I wonder if the Europeans, if they get spanked here or they win next time, they're like, all right, you guys took the bullets. Now we want to be paid.
Yeah.
Like, you guys go first, and we're going to pretend like we'd do anything to be here. Next time, though, we'll get paid.
Yeah.
Coverage of the Ryder Cup on OverDrive brought to you by Subaru. This fall, uncommon becomes standard. Hurry into your local Subaru dealer to get great value that, you guessed it, comes standard. All right, Jonas, what do you have for us here?
Yeah. So I was thinking about the roster, the Leaf roster. We're going to talk Leafs. And I was thinking there are a bunch of players who I don't know if wild card is the right word. That's the word I landed on, where there's a lot of intrigue with their season, where it could go in one direction, it could go another direction. I kind of don't know what it's going to look like.
Okay.
And the list ended up being longer than I thought.
Okay.
So
I like it. Now, I will say wild card is a tough word with the Jays doing what they're doing right now.
It's a different connotation.
I understand, but it's a tough term.
This guy was using driver's seat the other day. Now he's worried about wild card.
Well, I mean, you want to avoid the wild card is all I'm saying. Like the Jays, you got to win the American League East.
All right.
But I got you. Okay. I don't want to disturb you. You got a good rhythm here.
I put all the names in a
wild
hat.
card.
And I'm going to pick one. Yeah.
Okay, I love it.
You can pick it out.
I love it.
Okay.
There's just numbers.
Okay, number what?
74. Bobby McMann.
Okay.
Is a wild card because I'm actually thinking about writing something about this. He's like weirdly important to them because if you look at the players who are going to score, you know the four are going to score, right? They're going to, I don't know how many they'll get. They're going to score.
Mm-hmm.
Then it's like you look like, who else can I like count on to score? He's like the next name, right?
Yeah,
like, is there anyone else you think is going to score more than him aside from those four guys?
And you're talking Nyes, Matthews, Nylander, Tavares.
Yeah.
Well, McMahon, like last year, he had a strange season because he didn't score down the stretch.
No, but you're right. And
he hit
didn't score in
20
the
and then
playoffs.
basically put his feet up and was like, I hit 20. And he didn't score in the playoffs. And so.
But it's like, I was thinking before the year, I was looking like, who's going to score 20? And I counted 4. And then I was like, maybe McMahon.
Yeah.
Maybe Robertson.
Mm-hmm.
Is there like a world where Waugh gets 20 goals? Maybe, but he's more like a 15, 16 kind of guy.
Yeah, same with Joshua.
Same with Joshua. Michelli's not.
But they would need career years.
They would.
Right?
So that's why I look at McMahon. I'm like, they need him
I guess you're right. Yeah, he would be the 5th option, I guess.
And that's like important for them because like we don't need to mention his name, but like they're missing a chunk of offense.
Who can score 25 or 30.
Right. So it's a good scenario, but if it's not him, maybe it's Domi. Maybe it's somebody like that.
I don't see him scoring a lot of goals
enough, and that's the problem with
You're
Max.
Just talking pure goals, or you just?
I'm just talking pure goals.
Okay. Yeah, I mean,
because like, and that's the other thing with McMahon. Like, he's going to play with Nylander and Tavares tonight. I don't know that the playmaking element is there really with him.
I don't think he has vision.
I don't think so. Like, so it's like if he's not going to score, he doesn't really fit there.
But what he needs to do is play to his strengths. He's got tremendous speed, and he can shoot the puck.
Mm-hmm.
So get open and move. Go get that puck and get it to the guys who can get you that puck. Now, John is a shooter. So is Willie. But Willie has good vision. So does John. Like they'll pass it to him if he's available.
Mm-hmm.
But Bobby's not a guy who screams, okay, I've got the vision. I'm going to slow things down. I'm going to look at it like it's straight line, blinders. But that'll get you 20 because I always think of that goal he got against the Oilers where it was just sheer speed where he went around Bouchard and, Bouchard was
He's one of the fastest players in the league.
He's very
His
fast.
top speed is.
So you look at that, like he's going to give himself an opportunity for chances. It's what you do with those chances. So I agree. I think he's probably their 5th most important offensive person.
Which is something wild. Like he was scratched on opening night.
Yeah, well, he's 5th in terms of goal scoring. I still think whoever's going to play with Matthews and Nyes is higher on the totem pole.
So I shouldn't have said offensive. I should have said goal scoring production.
Okay. Right. But, that's why he's a wild card. If that's the nature of this game,
nice.
Am I willing to bet he'll finish 5th in goal scoring? I'm not. No, I don't know if I'd put money on that.
Well, if I give you 19 and a half goals for him, you take over?
I'd probably go under.
Yeah, maybe 18, 17, 16.
Yeah, I think I'd go under.
You? Like over? A little bit?
I like to go over.
Okay, 22?
Yeah, give him.
Okay.
In that range.
All right.
If he plays a full season and looks pretty good,
depending on who he's playing with, that's the thing. I don't see. It's a weird fit with Tavares and Nylander.
Agreed.
Okay, what number do we have?
24. That's Scott Lawton.
Scott Lawton.
Interesting year for him. Obviously, he comes over after the trade. I don't think it went great. He was supposed to be a 3rd-line center. He ended up finding a fit on their fourth line. That line was actually like sort
Pretty
of
good in the playoffs.
effective for them at times. You wonder what it looks like for him now. He's settled. He's obviously from here. If he can give them, I don't know, 15 goals, if he can play higher in the lineup, if he's going to kill penalties, like he's an interesting piece. Like they paid a high price to get him. They need him to be something. And the bottom of their lineup is like more defined than I think it was in the past. And I think he's part of that.
Career high of 18 goals.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
That's 5 years ago.
And that was when he was playing like 18 minutes a night for Philly.
Yeah, I wouldn't be bracing for that.
But
like, what is he?
12 to 15.
He's like a gamer, but like, what else can he do for them?
That's the thing. Like defensively, he's not that strong.
No,
like he's not.
Well, he's not super quick.
Nope.
That's the biggest thing.
Yeah.
Like I
like him better on the wing.
I don't know why. I just saw he's 31.
Yeah,
I always thought he was 28. Like I'm like, yeah,
he's been in the league for a while.
Been in the league for a minute.
Pretty old.
It is like a lot of the good teams around the league have age.
Edmonton last year.
Yeah, they're old. Like they're older teams. They're veteran teams. You call them. Toronto's a veteran team, but it doesn't mean like a guy like Lawton still has to have a defined, trusting role from Craig Berube, or else somebody else goes there.
Well, he's paired with Lorenz. That's kind of his guy.
Yeah.
It's him and Lorenz on the fourth line. And who else plays on that line is going to factor into what that line's going to look like. If it's Yarncroke
right,
and he's healthy, okay, there's some speed.
Yeah.
Right? Different style of player. Can that have a positive effect on the offensive output? But I think when you're talking about a fourth line center, it's not just about offense. It's about overall play. Can he play tough? Will he fight from time to time, which he did when he got here? Does he get overwhelmed with the idea, okay, I'm a Maple Leaf and I'm in my hometown, which that might have clipped him a little bit last year. He is hard on himself. He has spoken publicly about that he wasn't happy with his own play. I don't know what to expect out of him. Like, I don't know if he can I don't know if he'll be much better. Like, I know he wants to.
That's the question.
And I'm pulling for him. Obviously, the Leafs are pulling for him. It'd be great. But there's never a guarantee. Just because you reset and you say, I'm going to be better, there's no guarantees it's going to happen.
Before you brought up that name, I haven't heard it once.
Yeah.
We started September 2nd. His name has not been
brought up. Like, what does a good season for him look like?
12 to 15 goals. And
what Hayes
as we talked about, right? What you just said.
Yeah, play tough.
Chippy, him and Lorenz are a pain in the ass to play against.
Yeah.
Penalty kill. Like, I think he would be used in that role, would he not?
Probably off the draw anyway.
Yeah.
And
so, like a trusted chief type of player. Get out there and do a job.
Which is really what they're looking for out of Waugh and Joshua, too. Like, their third and fourth lines, pretty similar.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, it's kind of veteran.
Not score a lot.
Veteran guys. We don't know who else is going to play with them. Like, who could it be? Could it be Domi, Michelli? Could it be Yarncroke? Could it be McMahon? Cowan, Robertson? Of those guys, who are going to fill in the other spots? But it's going to be Waugh, Joshua, Lawton, Lorenz, I think. And they're going to try to chip away. It's really more of a top six, bottom six than it has been.
But you know what? Now that you say it, Hayes, it's almost like it's not a top six, bottom six. It's almost like it's a top four and then everybody else. And like everybody else could just go basically anywhere. Like Waugh will be in third line center.
Or top four, bottom four. The four names I just mentioned are going to be on the third fourth line. And every other name has potential to move.
Yeah, is interchangeable.
Yeah.
You can
four different spots up for grabs.
There's four guys that are going to play in the exact same spot for the most part, up top. Maybe that third line becomes the fourth line because if the fourth line's playing better. Like, that's something you might entertain. If Lawton has a great start to the season, maybe it takes some of Waugh's responsibility. Who knows? But it isn't. You can probably guarantee those guys are going to be your centermen. Maybe one's a third line. One's
more than likely.
Right?
More than likely, but maybe Tavares by the end of the year isn't playing up the middle of the ice.
Yeah.
Is it possible? We keep saying, well, they'll go out and acquire a right winger to play with Matthews. Do they go out and acquire a centerman if that's the best option? That's the guy who's available. Do you move Tavares around?
That was a
conversation
down to the
third line.
We had at the end of last year, and it just kind of...
Right. And they did it 2 years ago when O'Reilly showed up.
Yeah.
So it has happened. Now, different administration here, different coach, different GM. Who knows? Well, all right. Do you have one more, Jonas?
Yeah.
One more than the little magic hat. This is like Harry Potter here.
Like props. Yeah, like the sorting hat.
Yeah,
what
exactly.
What number is that?
Nice.
81?
81.
81 or 18?
18. And that's someone you just mentioned. That's Joshua. That's another guy who, like, you think of like what would a Craig Berube player look like? Probably something like Joshua, like he's going to be physical. I just wonder, like he had a really rough year for lots of different reasons last year. What does it look like here? You mentioned the role. We kind of know where he's going to fit. Maybe. Can he score a bit? Like, can he give them some offense? Can he just be more than someone who's just going to be physical every night? You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I think you need that at over, $3 million. And
because like in Vancouver, he was playing higher in the lineup at times.
2 years ago, he was a huge part of their success.
Right? And I think it was it Bluger and who was the other?
Yeah, they had connected on a line.
Was it Garland, maybe?
It might have been Garland.
But it was like he had a real identity.
He had an energy line, and he scored, and that was the year they won the West, first place in the West, and he was a big part of that.
If you could lock him in and him have a good season as your third-line left winger, you'd be comfortable with that?
Yeah.
I would.
But there's also a world where, like, maybe he ends up on a fourth line with Lawrence, and, like, maybe, I don't know. Like maybe they'll get into the season, they'll look at the bottom two lines and be like, these guys can't score enough. We need to move things around.
But you don't envision anything where he goes from third line left wing to a second line left wing if McMann is not like.
I mean, I wrote about it the other day. Like 19 different guys have played with Tavares and Nylander. I could see anyone playing with those guys.
Right.
Yeah. I do think everything's got to be on the table.
Yeah.
Okay. Good stuff there. The sorting hat.
I don't mind your list.
The sorting
hat there, right?
Yeah, there you go.
What do you think? What house do you think he'd be in, Jonas?
I don't
He'd be
remember.
Slytherin.
No way.
He'd be Slytherin. 100%.
What's the good one?
Gryffindor?
Gryffindor.
Is that the good one?
Yeah.
Is that the one?
That's where Harry and Hermione.
Did you
know that when I read the books, I read the first few books.
The books are good.
And I had never seen the movie.
Oh, wow.
I was calling her Hermione in my head. I'd never seen that name before.
What's her name?
Hermione.
Hermione. I'd never read that name. So I was like, Hermione. Then I saw one of the movies and they're like, Hermione. I'm like, who the hell's that? Hermione. Because what kind of name is that?
I don't know.
Hermione. I've never heard of that name before.
I've seen the movies, never read the books.
You're Slytherin, Jonas, 100%.
Is that like the?
Can you be a combination?
That's where what's his name? Tom.
The bad guy.
Yeah.
Malfoy.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah, we don't like those guys. Well, obviously those two behind the glass have read them, and
they're good books. I'm serious.
Doogie goes to like Harry Potter cosplay.
He literally
nights.
is dressed up like Harry Potter at some point at Halloween.
100%. Trying to wheel Hermione somewhere.
He actually looks like Harry Potter a little. You put a little round glasses on him, that's Harry.
Get a little scar on that forehead, Doogie.
Yeah, you'd be fine.
All right. Although he didn't hook up with Hermione, right? It was
Weasley.
Jenny Weasley, yeah. I know way too much about Harry Potter.
How did we end with Harry Potter? What the
All right, best bets coming up. Jays Sox tonight. We'll get to that next.
Now, back to Overdrive with Hayes, Noodles, and the O-Dog.
All right, today's best bets powered by FanDuel. Make your picks and assemble a same-game parlay in seconds on the FanDuel Sportsbook app. Going big game hunting here with the Jays tonight. Paying minus money, but coming off an off day, I like them at home. I love them with Gausman on the mound. So, Jays money line tonight. Gausman over 5.5 strikeouts. He's been brilliant recently.
Yeah.
Vladdy to record a run. George Springer to record a hit. I think Springer shows up big tonight. He's been leading the charge. He was really good on Sunday. Vladdy was good on Sunday.
Yeah.
They punch their ticket. 90 wins. They win. You party. Day off. Back home. Reset. 6 games left. All at home. Sox. Huge series. I'm on the Jays tonight. There's your parlay. Best bets powered by FanDuel. First inning means as much as the ninth when you bet baseball on the FanDuel Sportsbook app. Please play responsibly. 18 plus. Physically located in Ontario. It's a big one tonight.
I am. I'm
and
just worried
you're tracking the scoreboard, too, what the Yankees are doing.
There's a 2-day rule after drinking.
I know.
Like that's the only thing. They got to shake off the cobwebs early on. That's the only worry for me.
I understand that. And you also got Guardians, Tigers starting tonight. Like the Tigers, you talk about an 18-wheeler.
That has been a mess.
Well, and Cleveland's been so hot.
And they're red hot right on their tails. They're a game behind them.
That'll be a good
Like if they can find, they might, like if they sweep them, it starts tonight in Cleveland, man. What a reversal. Now the Tigers are fighting for their lives.
That is.
Period.
From where they were?
They were top team in the American League
I know.
for a long time, and now they might be the third wild card.
Wow.
which is crazy. And then they play Cleveland. And if the Jays can win, it'll be Boston, New York in the other wild card. Winner of that will get the Jays. Like, what a playoffs we're about to get. It's going to be outstanding.
Crazy. Yeah.
All right, so we got that tonight. Leafs preseason on TSN tonight. Leafs Sens as well. We look forward to it. All right, Jonas, good seeing you, man.
Thanks,
Jonas Seeger from The Athletic. Great stuff, everyone behind the scenes. Thank you for tuning in today, TV, radio, podcast, web, and, of course, up on YouTube Live on TSN's YouTube channel. We're out of here. Enjoy your evenings. Enjoy the games tonight. We're back tomorrow at
4 p.m.
We'll chat then.